Hello friends, we're back here on the workbench with my 1964 Vox AC30, and this should be a fairly quick and simple video today. Really, I just want to explore elevating the heater supply to see what that does to the noise floor of the amp. So let me go ahead and zoom in and show you guys what we're talking about here. Let me brighten it up a little bit. So this wire right there, hopefully you can see that, connected from the preamp tube here over to this chassis ground. This is the main preamp section chassis ground. Very important ground there. And JMI connected the heater supply, which is on this pin, which is then bridged over to this pin, which is then bridged over to ground here. This is the ground connection for the heater supply. So there's no center tap off the power transformer. Unlike offenders, which commonly have that, or you will see people, if they don't have that, to create an artificial center tap with 200 ohm resistors. And that's basically the exact concept we're going to be doing here today. So we're going to be cutting this connection or removing it. And then on the underside, there is a bus wire that connects the cathodes of all the power tubes. And we will be connecting 200 ohm resistors, one to each end of the heater supply. So the yellow and blue wires. Let me zoom out a little bit. So the yellow and blue wires right here. So this is an example of that. So we will be connecting 100 ohm resistor to each one of those connections on one of the power tubes, and then having that go from there to the bus wire. And in theory, and according to everyone that I've ever talked to about this, it should reduce noise quite a bit. So we're going to just see exactly how much it does. I've never heard anybody show before and after. So I just want to do a quick little test, see it for myself. And yeah, should be good. So let's go ahead and get our baseline recording real quick, just the static idle noise, probably the amp up halfway, and then we will come back and go ahead and do the work. All right, let's do it. So I don't have a great way of recording out here in the garage, so I'm just going to be using my vocal mic, and we'll kind of point it towards the direction of the cab and hope for the best there. But we've got the Brilliant channel turned up halfway. All the other channels are turned off. We got the top boost card engaged, as that should make it noisier. And yeah, we got the cab just off screen here, just over there. Now, hopefully it'll pick it up okay. I might record with my phone just in case to have a backup as well. But let's go ahead and turn it on, and let's see what the noise floor is. So I'm going to go ahead and gain up the mic so that it picks it up a bit better. All right, hopefully that recorded okay. So we gained up the microphone up quite a bit just to kind of have it be a bit more audio on the levels from what I can see on the camera. So yeah, there's the baseline. Now let's go ahead and elevate those heaters, come back and see if it made a difference. So we're gonna go ahead and just snip both ends of this little bridge wire here. I could try and solder it out, but it's such a tight fit. You can see somebody's already burnt the the insulation of the wires right here. Yeah, just a tight fit with the camera and then the top boost card too. I don't want to remove that. There's no harm in just cutting both ends. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Now, one thing I just thought of and realized I will have to do, so this black wire right here, I don't know if you can see that. It is connected actually to the top boost card. You can see it right here. I've got the lead really long, so I wasn't sure where to connect it to ground. And it is connected to that pin, which, so this ground connection right here from the top boost card I'll either need to find a new spot or I need to ground it directly to that, to the little tag there. So I will have to solder this side anyways. Let me think about that for a sec. Yeah, okay. Let's try. Let's just see if we can pull this wire out. And if it comes out easily, then we will try and solder the black ground connection off of the top boost card into that. If not, we'll find a different spot. There's no way you guys are going to be able to see anything. I can't even see anything. All right, well, we got that out. So what I think I'm going to go ahead and do is connect this actually to the place where I ran the ground for the 30 microfarad electrolytic cap down here. I ran it up through the grommet and then to this spot right here, which is a ground connection. I showed this in the previous episodes of the series. The grounding scheme is very confusing on this as far as what tag is going to ground and what's not, because there's connections under the board and it's not obvious from the top. It's very confusing, but an easy way to check is obviously you can just go ahead and connect you know, the your multimeter and find a ground connection, and then touch the other point, and then if you get a beep, you know that you are connected to ground. So we'll go here to the preamp, the main preamp ground. So that works. Now let's go to this spot. So there you go. So this one right here is a ground connection. So we can do that. And then that way also all of the connections off the top boost card are on this side of the chassis here versus going to the left. I just would prefer it all on one side. It's easier to manage. So let's go ahead and route that. All right, we've got that in there. It looks pretty good. Might snip off just a little bit of the excess. And then we'll compressed air that out. Brilliant. Now let's go ahead and flip it upside down, and we can go ahead and do the 200 ohm resistors, and we're done. This is where the limitations of my overhead camera setup kind of start to show its face here. But yeah, this is about the best angle I can get. But we're looking at this spot right here and this spot right here. So this yellow and blue, these are the heaters. These are original and quite messy how they're wired. They don't look like they've ever been touched. They still got the red paint on them. So it looks like it was factory that way. You know, I guess Voxes were not known for the build quality in the same way that vintage fenders were. Although somebody did sign their name over here. I don't know if you can see that. Not their name, but initials DP. So I'm not sure. You know, you see the Rachel sticker or the Lily sticker or whatever in the old Tweed era. But anyways, I digress. So we're going to be connecting a 100 ohm resistor here and here up to the bus wire up here. So the first thing I'm going to do is just try and clean off this part of the bus wire, because I tried soldering to bus wire before with this amplifier, and I had a heck of a time. It was not wanting to solder at all. So I'm going to clean it off with some isopropyl, and then we'll kind of burnish it a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and desolder this, and then redo it with the resistors, and we should be good to go. So a little isopropyl on a cotton swab first and foremost. Just kind of rub that on there. Get any of the grime and stuff off that might be there. All right, I'm not sure if you can be able to see that on camera or not, but it's definitely much shinier there now. Just took one of these little micro mesh pads. I'm not even sure what value this one is, but yeah, just trying to clean it up a little bit. Now I think what I'm gonna do is, gosh, I talked to Lyle at Psionic Audio, and he told me the proper way to do this, to solder to these, and I can't remember what it was. I should have written it down. It was so long ago. I'm just assuming burnishing is the move and cleaning it, but I think I'm gonna try and get a little solder on there first. I don't know, let's just try it. So we'll turn the soldering iron all the way up, because it is going to be dissipating heat pretty quickly. I'm not going to do a bunch. I just want to see if I can get any to stick at all in the first place. Actually, yeah. It appears to be. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. It's much better than my first attempt. So it looks like we won't have too much trouble getting the resistors on there, which is great. So now we can go ahead and let's clean up the factory solder here. It's still got the little paint on it. We'll clean all that up and then redo it. Alrighty. Now let's go ahead and grab our resistors. So just two regular 100 ohm carbon films here. These are 1/2 watt. I know there are resistors that are better for this. What are they called? Fusible? Something like that? Can't remember. But yeah, these will be fine though. I'm acutely aware there's a possibility I'm doing this all wrong and there's something I'm missing, but I don't know. It seems pretty straightforward to me, which usually means I'm missing something. So we'll cut and trim it later. My thought process is I'm just going to loop them around so I have a good connection to the bus wire here, and then should something fail, it's just an easy snip on the end, and then I could very easily pull it off of the bus wire once the resistor is gone. So I'm not really worried about that. So let's just go ahead and make sure soldering iron's all the way up. Superheat this. 'Cause superheat this. 'Cause 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 ' Might have gotten a little thick there, but I mean, I think we're splitting hairs, honestly. Functionally, it makes no difference. If I wanted this to be perfectly beautiful, I would redo all of this because it just looks like nobody that did it cared that much, but that's not the goal here. Function, 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 function. All right, visually double, triple, quadruple checked everything. Looks good to me. So let's go ahead and fire it up and do the sound test. Super interesting there. I'm not actually sure if it made it any quieter, maybe a little bit, hard to tell, but I turned off the top boost because it's wired to a on-off switch as part of the treble knob, and it was drastically louder with the top boost engaged. So to me, that says, obviously you're adding another gain stage. You've got another 12AX7 there, but it seems like there might be some room for improvement on that side of things. And that could be an area to explore further. Definitely quite a bit noisier once that was engaged. I'm not sure if that's normal or not. So you guys will have to tell me, all of you awesome experts on YouTube here. So anyways, there we go. Yeah, I've actually no idea if I improved it or not, but I'll find out when I edit the video. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. Until next time, see ya.